So this is the Spinario by Jan Gossard, a drawing that can be dated quite precisely to the years 1508, 1509, when Gossard was in Rome, and he was there to make drawings of classical antiquities, and this is one of the drawings that has survived. Jan Gossard was an artist from the southern Netherlands. He was born towards the end of the 15th century. And like many artists in his days, he was always looking for a patron, and he found one in Philip of Burgundy. And Philip of Burgundy was one of the illegitimate sons of the Duke of Burgundy, Philip the Good. Well, he had all kinds of jobs on behalf of the Burgundian duchy, and in 1508 he got the task of going on a mission to Rome. And then he asked Jan Gossard to accompany him and make drawings in Rome, which he did. As I said, only 4 of these drawings survived, so we don't know exactly how many he made or what happened with these drawings. Did he actually present them to the Duke or to Philip of Burgundy? But of these 4, 3 are of sculptures from classical antiquity. This one is the Spinario. It's a bronze statue of a boy pulling a thorn from his foot. The other drawings that have survived show a Hercules and an Apollo. Then there's a 4th drawing he made of the Colosseum. So but this one is, if I'm allowed to say, the most appealing of these 4 drawings. And that's because it's such a wonderful arrangement he made. In the center of the drawing we can see the Spinario, and the Spinario was a sculpture, well, as I said, from the beginning of the Christian era, 1st century, and it has been on view in Rome almost ever since it was made, and it was placed on the Capitoline Hill, high on a pillar. And you can see that in the drawing because the artist looks at the statue a bit from below. The other fragments you see around the Spinario are all details of other sculptures and reliefs that can be found in Rome to the present day. They have all been identified, and but you can see that he arranged them very carefully. There are 2 lions' heads at the top, there are 2 helmets and 2 feet. That's not just a coincidence in sketching whatever you see and meet on the day. That's a conscious decision how to arrange these images on the paper. So we don't know exactly how Gossard worked. This is probably not a sketch he made in front of the statue, but it's something he made later on in the studio, in his workshop. And so there must have existed an earlier sketch which he made on the spot. Leiden University Collections is not a museum, it's a library at the university, and so our collections are put to use in the classroom by tutors, scholars and students. Students have the opportunity to look at drawings lying in front of them on the table. And that's how the Spinario is used also, on occasion, with many precautions of course. And on the other hand, the drawing is often requested for exhibitions nationally at the board, and well, every 2 or 3 years it's on view at a major exhibition. And the last time this happened was at the Renaissance Nude Show, which was at the Getty and later at the Royal Academy in London. So that was in 2018. So we're very happy that this drawing by Gossard was included in the Code Art canon of Dutch and Flemish art, and we think rightly so, because this drawing represents so much more than just this drawing. It symbolizes, so to speak, the renewed interest in the art of classical antiquity, which was so typical of the Renaissance at the beginning of the 16th century. Of course, there are other drawings, other artists like Jacob Cornelisson van Oostzane, Lucas Verleijden, Jan van Schoorl. But this drawing by Jan Gossard is well, typical of this whole generation. It was made on the spot in Rome, taken back to the Netherlands, and you can see that it had an effect in contemporary art. So that makes this drawing very special.